always get the angle wrong. That's better-ish. Oh, what's this? This is for next Sunday's video. Don't pay attention to that. Right, so what we're doing, finishing up this beanie today. Doesn't it look so weird? It kind of looks like a pill. This thing is still messed up. We are finishing up this beanie today. I've been working on the decreases here. I didn't actually decide to go back and change this. I think I'm happy with it. So I replicated the same thing on this side, and I have just a couple of decreases left to go before I just take my tapestry needle and jumble it all together. So welcome to a knitting vlog of sorts. I'm just gonna take you through a couple of things that I need to do this week, today, tomorrow, next 2 days, so that I get these projects done and I can work on the next project. I don't know about you guys, but now that I've decided to work on a lot of Christmas presents, I have like the itch to cast on something new for myself. And I still have the whips that I've put on hold, like this sweater right here, and the blanket that I messed up, and those whips aren't going anywhere. So I really can't cast something on. I really want to cast on something new, but I can't. I need to finish this. I need to finish the other things that I'm working on, because those have deadlines. But yeah, just know that I'm struggling pretty hard today because of that. So I did a count. I didn't write it down, but I counted. And I think I've done enough decreases and enough rows so that they are the same on both sides. So what I need to do now is take a tapestry needle like this and cut my yarn. And basically feed the yarn into the live stitches. So the same yarn from the last stitch of the round, starting into the first stitch of the round. And then when you pull, everything will be nice and gathered together. And then you just weave in the ends to secure it all in place. Okay, so I think the challenge is now that this is like a very, well, I mean, it's closed off, right? So what I'm just gonna do is put my needle in like this and kind of stick it out like a little further down so that then I can like cut it and then it'll just like hide in there, yeah? Cool. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Alright, I think I did a decent job hiding everything. Oh, that's great. And now I need to block it because it needs to just loosen up a little bit. But I'm happy with how the little border looks. I think, well, one of you left a comment and I definitely agree. One thing that you can do is to do one row of purl so that it makes it a little bit easier to like fold. It's just like a natural way to fold it in on itself. I just didn't really want to have that like border because it kind of looks frilly. I didn't know if it was gonna have a nice effect like I wanted it to. And this is good enough. I think this looks good. This looks great. I think my hair's up, so I'm not gonna do that. But this is already so squishy, so warm. Let's go block it right now. So here's the beanie in all its glory. It's nicely blocked and everything. I think it looks really, really great. It drapes really nicely. The fabric feels really good. Now it smells like wool soap. I don't know if you guys like that smell too. But yeah, I think this looks really great, and now we're gonna go wrap it and put it under the tree. Today, what I really wanted to do is get a little bit more ahead, and for one of my upcoming knit and chat videos, instead of working on a bigger project, I want to do some swatching. So I have my cottagecore yarn here that I got in the mail a couple of days ago. I kind of explained it in another video, so I went into more detail about each one of these, but I really want to knit up more swatches so they can go on my little bulletin board behind me in some videos on my crafting corner. I also have my Ecolana from We Are Knitters. I was talking about how I really want to cast on a new project, and it's the one that I want to knit up with this yarn right here. So very natural fibers here. I will be caking up this Snowdonia sock by cottagecore. I was saying it wrong in the last video. That was really triggering me when I was watching it back. The Snowdonia sock. Anyway, I want to cake things up because I want to start storing all my yarn in cakes. It's just going to be a little bit more efficient space-wise. My bin is already like pretty overflowed, and I just did a destash, which is scary. But then I've also heard that when you wind things up in cakes, it stretches out the fiber, so you should do it as soon as you are going to use it. I will be with swatching for these, so I'll do one of the Ecolana. You don't necessarily need to, I just think that it might be, again, more efficient if I wind this up into a cake. They just are a little bit more compact, just like this one here, which is very compact, very easy to move around as well, and it doesn't get as tangled as this does. So that's my plan for right now. It's pretty relaxing. I really like bringing out my ball winder and Swift because it's so meditative. I feel like it's a really peaceful way to do things. But then I also saw this has like a yarn loop, but everything's attached, so I don't really know how that would work. So I guess I could have kept it in the hank. If you know how to use a yarn loop, let me know. Because as far as I can tell, this is all secured by little strings, so I wouldn't be able to use it that way. This is super cool. I really, really love the two-tone variation here. that out. That looks super good. And I'm just gonna take the tag and like fold it up and stick it on in here. So I never forget what it is until I use it. Okay, let's do some more. Okay, wow, forget everything that I said about this being more space efficient. Look at this thing. Granted, I did have to wind it twice because the first time it was a little too tight and I knew it would stretch out the fiber, so this is much more loose of a wind up. But here they are from when I started to the last one. And then here's also the other Snowdonia sock. I've actually just started working on a project with it. It's just going to be a 2x2 ribbed sock. It's a free pattern, so I'll put the link to the pattern in the description. It's by Yarnspirations. So this is, I wound this up a while ago, and this is the first one that I'm working on. So it's very satisfying to see them all like this, and I really like the colors all together. I feel like this is a very natural lineup of fiber. It's really cool. So I'm excited to be working up some swatches with these in the next knit and chat. So that was very therapeutic, the winding, but it made a huge mess. There's still a lot of fiber. I tried to wipe off the table as best as I could, but yeah, it's still all there. And I think these fibers really, really shed. So actually this one especially, I think this one sheds probably the most. But I noticed when winding them all up, fibers just went everywhere. Who was it? I think Tiffany was like, Tiffany Lou was wondering how much fiber she's probably like inhaled, and I can relate to that. I think I have a whole fur ball in my lungs or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm working on this sock right now. This is one of 2 socks that are currently on my needles. Then I have that blanket, like I said, it's right over here. And then that sweater as a work in progress. I think those are my main works in progress. I think those are my only ones, actually. So maybe I could afford to cast something else on, but I don't know. I want to be responsible and finish the things that I have at the moment. Although that gray sweater, the moss stitch sweater, I don't know what it is. I think that yarn combination must be cursed because I'm not liking it. I just think the texture is too much now. I don't know. So I might not even continue with that as it is now. And I think ripping back is just going to hurt my heart a little bit. So I'm kind of putting that aside, and I'll revisit it when my vision is clear and I'm not seeing red anymore. And I hope you like the outcome of the beanie. It's now underneath the tree and he knows about it. I addressed this in the comments of the last vlog style video when we were working on the hat. He had found out already. You know why? Because I was having issues editing that video. I don't know what happened, but my phone, I have a new phone. I recently got it like a month or 2 ago, and I'm not very technology savvy. I know software that I know, and then if it's new software, I'm kind of hopeless until I change to a new software, you know what I mean? Like, it'll take me a while to adapt. But anyway, so I was vlogging on my phone when I was going to the yarn store last time. And I don't know what happened. It looks fine on my phone, but then when I put it in to Premiere Pro to edit the video, it like did this weird filter. It made everything look super blown out and warm, so I had to really like correct everything. Maybe it's my problem. I don't know if you guys have the same issue. Do you take video on your phone and notice in editing software that it's different? But anyway, I could not for the life of me figure out what happened, so I just went over to him and I was like, can you help me fix this? I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a surprise, but it was driving me crazy. He doesn't like surprises, so it was okay in the end. He didn't mind. He wanted to know. Except now he wants to wear the beanie, and I told him, no, it has to be wrapped under the tree and you have to wait until Christmas. Maybe that was cruel of me because I spoiled it. So I think this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the afternoon. I feel like this ribbing is endless. I think I only have maybe an inch, a couple centimeters more of the sock before I can start working on the heel, and I really, really want to get that done this evening. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on some fiber-related adventures, crossing some things off my list. I certainly love using you guys to keep me accountable to make sure I get everything I want to get done. So like this video if you liked it, and if you want to stick around, I would love to have you subscribe so you know whenever I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!